All right, we are moving on to lesson 9 today. Lesson 9 is about something called logarithms, as it says here. And basically, what a logarithm is is the opposite of an exponential equation. So, to kind of explain to you how logarithms work, I'm going to show you a couple of examples here. So, for example, let's say I have log base 3 of 9. Okay? What that's really asking me is 3 to the power of what equals 9. So if I asked you find log base 3 of 9, what that's really asking is what power do I have to raise 3 to get 9? And of course I know that the answer to that is 2, because 3 squared equals 9. So the answer in this case would be 2. Okay. So let me do a couple of others. If I wanted to do, say, log base 5 of 125. Again, what that's really asking is 5, that's the base, to what exponent, 5 to what power is equal to 125. 5 to what power is 125? And we should know that answer to that is 5 cubed equals 125. So the answer in this case would be 3. Okay. We do one more. Let's say log base 2 of 32. Log base 2 of 32. Okay. So that's really asking 2 to what power is equal to 32. 2 to what power is equal to 32. So let's try to figure that out. 2 times 2 is 4. So 2 squared is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. Times 2 is 32. So if I counted that right, that should be 2 to the power of 5. Let's check that one more time. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. Times 2 is 32. Yeah, I'm correct. So it's 2 to the power of 5 is equal to 32. So we would say that log base 2 of 32 is equal to 5. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how logarithms work. The answer to a logarithm is the exponent. So notice in each of these examples, the answer was the exponent. So the answer to a logarithm, is the exponent. All right, so we call the first one, we use a different color here, we call this log form for obvious reasons, and we call this exponential form. All right, so this is log form and this is exponential form. So if we go back and look at our lesson notes for today, all right, our goal for today is to be able to convert between log form and exponential form, to go back and forth. We go back and forth between exponential and log form. So that is why the lesson note shows you the difference between the two forms. Notice it says here in the middle, when you convert an exponential to a log form, notice that the exponent in the exponential becomes what the log is equal to. That's this right here and this right here. Okay? This and this. Okay, the answer to the log is the exponent in the exponential form. So that is our goal for today, is to be able to go back and forth between the two and answer some basic logarithm questions just like I did a minute ago. So let's look at the examples for today's lesson. Okay, so for the following, so for this first section right here, rewrite in logarithmic form. Find the answer using your knowledge of exponents or Desmos. Find your answer using your knowledge of exponents or Desmos. So we are taking the exponential and we are converting it to log form. So we are literally just going to follow this example right here. So notice for A, for the first one, actually really for all of them, notice our base here, and our base here are all 10. So these are all going to be log base 10, log base 10, log base 10. So log base 10, log base 10, log base 10. Okay. And then what goes after the log is this number right here. In this case, that's going to be 1,000, 5, and 90. So log base 10 of 1,000 equals y. Log base 10 of 5 equals y. Log base 10 of 90 equals y. So that's the first part here. Rewrite in logarithmic form. Number 2, find the answer using your knowledge of exponents or Desmos. So for A, 10 to the power of y equals 1,000. We already rewrote it in logarithmic form. So we need to figure out 10 to what power is equal to 1,000. So I know that 10 to the power of 1 is 10. I know that 10 squared is 100. So 10 cubed is 1,000. 10 cubed is 1,000. So we would say in this case that the answer is 3. Y equals 3 for A. Okay. Now B and C are not quite as clear. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out 10 to what power is 5 and 10 to what power is 90. So that's going to be a tricky one. So let's look at B. 10 to what power equals 5? Now I should be able to estimate it, right? I should be able to estimate it. Because I know, for example, that 10 to the power of 1, I know that 10 to the power of 1 is 10. So I know it has to be less than 1. And I know that 10 to the power of 0, 10 to the power of 0 is 1. So it has to be between 0 and 1. So to find the answer, we're going to go on Desmos. So I'm going to show you how to calculate logarithms on Desmos. So if we go here and we go to Desmos, so we're going to go here. We're going to go to functions. So you're going to show the keypad on Desmos, and you're going to go to functions, and you're going to go to miscellaneous. And you'll see down here where it says log base A. So again, if you missed that, you're going to, on Desmos, you're going to show the keypad, and you're going to go to functions, and you're going to go to miscellaneous. And you're going to choose this one down here where it says log base A. So in this case, we want excuse me, we want log base 10. We want this one right here. Log base 10 of 5. So log base 10 of 5. And it gives me an answer. And notice it gives me an answer that's between 0 and 1. So it's approximately, if we round that, it'll be we'll round that to 0.7. So the answer to B is approximately 0.7. Okay, C, we should be able to estimate first before going to Desmos. Okay, so 10 to the power of what equals 90? I know that 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the first is 10. And I know that 10 squared is 100. And 90 is obviously between 10 and 100. So the answer has to be between 1 and 2. So let's see what the answer is when we go to Desmos. So again, we go keypad, functions, miscellaneous, log base A. So we want log base 10 of 90. And that's going to be approximately 1.95, we'll say. It's going to be approximately, y is going to be equal to approximately 1.95, which is obviously between 1 and 2. All right, so that is it for 1. That is also how you do logarithms, how you can calculate logarithms in Desmos. Okay, let's look at 3. What values could replace the 3 in all these equations to make them true? So log base 10 of a million. Log base 10 of a million. So in other words, we're asking 10 to what power is equal to a million? Now we should be able to figure this out. So let's try to figure it out first, and then we'll go on Desmos. So I know that 10 to the first is 10. 10 squared is 100. 10 cubed is 1,000. 10 to the fourth is 10,000. 10 to the fifth is 100,000. So 10 to the sixth is going to be a million. So the answer in this case is 6. And if we didn't know that, once again, we could go to Desmos. We could go to the logarithm function. And we could do log base 10 of a million. And notice we get our answer of 6. Okay. How about B? Log base 10 of 1. So in other words, 10 to what power equals 1? This is one that we should know. We should know that the answer in this case has to be 0. Because anything to the power of 0 is 1. Anything raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Okay. And then C. Okay, so log base 10 of what equals 4? Log base 10 of what? So if I convert this to exponential form, so I'm going to convert this to exponential form. So my base in this case is 10. The exponent is going to be 4 equals question mark. So log base 10 of question mark equals 4 is really asking what's 10 to the fourth power? Well, that's going to be 10 to the fourth power, so that's going to be 10,000. Right? Because 10 cubed is 1,000, so 10 to the fourth will be 10,000. All right. And then let's finish this off. Between which two whole numbers is the value log base 10 of 600? Okay. So this one I'm going to do up here. Log base 10 of 600. Between which two whole numbers? So again, we're looking for 10 to what power equals 600. So I'm going to use that same logic I did before. Okay, I know that 10 squared is 100, and I know that 10 cubed is 1,000. I know that 10 squared is 100. I know that 10 cubed is 1,000. Is 600 between 100 and 1,000? And obviously the answer is yes. So 600 is between 100 and 1,000. So the answer has to be between 2 and 3. So between which two whole numbers is the value log base 10 of 600? The answer is between 2 and 3. And that is it for lesson 9.